Okay, still there's some guys having still issues with the audio. Like, do you still have that variations? Kind of not able to hear properly, or sometimes it's very low. Is it okay now, or you still having the issues? Yeah, so they actually, we are actually, it's already the ticket is open, so they have to work on this actually. So I told them, that cannot hear it. Even I, felt that there is a variation. Okay, it's up to them. They have to fix it. Okay. Okay. So let's get back to the class. So we have three more class actually. One is today. Okay, that I'll we'll discuss about this defect section in HPLM. Then we have this. Tomorrow we'll discuss about introduction to QTP. Actually, basically like what is automation testing and what's the tool you'll be using. So QTP is one of them. Okay, so I'll be just giving you introduction, not too much deep. I'll not go too much deep, just to know what is what. Okay, so if you get a chance, you'll be able to get some idea. Okay, so what is QTP and Selenium, or whatever the automation tool you use, that's a basic function. Okay. And then last class that will be on like Wednesday. So we'll be discussing about these various certifications and various bugs. Okay. Um, so yes, let's go quickly check. Some people have already completed. Let's quickly check. Okay. It's good. I mean, you can put in a resume saying that, hey, completed a course and I have a certification on the software testing fundamentals. Okay, so it's basically you get a better when they're like when the client gets resume, right? So they will be having they'll be checking who is good and what, and when you have this certification, of course they will choose you, you know um, instead of someone else who doesn't have certification, right? That will give you an edge. That will give you an edge. In facing an interview or selecting a candidate. So that's what my you know. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. So whoever doesn't have access can request access to the for HPALM. Okay, with your respective managers. Okay, check with your respective managers. You need to get the VPN access as well as the credentials for the login. Okay, username credentials for login for HPALM. Okay, so last class we discussed about this, requirements, test plan, test lab. Does anyone have any questions in this? So we'll move to the next module. I mean, don't worry much about the test plan module, because test plan module, that's actually it's only used to write the test cases. That's it. I mean, these link defects, and 2-3 modules are pretty much not required. It's actually not required. For attachment section and link, this is not required. Why? Because it's already there in the test plan. You don't want the redundant work, right? You are actually repeating the same thing. So you will be sometimes you get confused, because see, you put attachment in test plan, and you thought like you put in test lab, and you'll be okay, you'll be checking in this, and you find this, you don't find attachment, and you get confused. Okay, and you link the defect in test plan and you forget about it and you think that you put in test lab. So don't worry about this attachment and link defects in the test plan. This is pretty much not required. If you ask me, I mean, they just put it to confuse you and everyone. That is, I mean, I don't even know why they actually put this. It's like, you already have in test lab. You don't need in test plan. So test plan is only to write test cases. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. So let's go to defects. In test lab is used to execute the test cases and put the attachment. Okay. So record. Link those defects. Okay. This kind of things. Okay. So let's go to the defects. So in the defects, we report the defects to the developer or any concerned respective developer. Okay, respective developer means it can be a developer, it can be architect guy, if it's PA sometimes, right, they'll be issuing documents. So at that time, if there is an issue with the document, developer, it's not developer, right? Developer doesn't fix that. It's not my job. That someone else has to correct it. It's a business analyst. Maybe it's an issue with the business analyst. Okay, maybe it's an issue with the architect, or it's an issue with the middleware team. Okay, it's an issue with the web services. So on the defects, we don't know. We as the tester, we don't know which part it belongs to. We will assign the particular developer and it goes there. But okay, sometimes if you are lucky, developers reroute that defect to the respective team. Okay, they'll reroute. That means okay, instead of their name, they'll put okay, we know this is a web service issue. Then they put the developer who is working on the web services, and that defect automatically reroutes to that particular project. But if it's not, then you need to figure it out. Okay, because they'll straight away reject that issue, saying that okay, this doesn't belong to developer, but it's a defect. You need to run around with the scrum master or run around with the lead, saying that hey, this is the defect, but it got rejected. You have to have some meetings, okay, so on. So that thing goes on. Okay, so now let's open a defect. Okay, let's say you have you want to open a defect. Click on new defect. Let's put a defect. See again, this requires okay. So follow the naming convention. See. Okay, so similar naming conventions you have to follow in any project or any tool. This is one simple 3 to 4 words of issue. What's actually the issue is, and this is the name of the project, which project it belongs to, and this star marks, right? If personally I put for this production issue. If it's a critical issue, then I'll be putting this as a critical issue, saying that hey, this is critical issue or production issue. Okay. Okay, so this is how the naming convention should follow. Okay, shipping and handling. This will be one line statement about what the exact issue is, and this is about the project, which project you're working on, and if this is required, you can put as a critical issues, or if there is any bigger issue, you can put this as a critical issue or production issue. Okay, so. This and aside, so these are some of them, most of them will be in mandatory field, so you need to fill that. Okay, you need to fill that is mandatory. That means you cannot escape. Okay, here we are. Everything is it's optional, so you don't have to fill. But in real time, these all will be in mandatory. That means you cannot click on submit button until all these fields are filled. So you go to assign. So who is the exact developer to fix this issue? So we'll just put as okay. Which browser this actually belongs to? Is it Chrome or Firefox or IE? So on. we just put again as Content Explorer, categorize, and what's exactly the issue is. So you just put a defect or functionality suggestion. If some companies they sometimes they like say like okay you can also put in some suggestion that that will improve or enhance the functionality features of an application. Then you can put this functionality suggestion. This means actually you are suggesting them a feature to add a new feature. But normally in Agile you'll be working in pretty fast moving environment. So you may not have that amount of time to put this functionality. So most of the time it will be different. Undetected by created you, then put your name, detected version. There's no version here. Date, today's date. Estimated fix time. So we don't know. So this will be done by the developer. Product area. So let's put in the system. Priority, put it as medium for now. So if it's a regression testing, so the input is Y. If you are doing regression testing, then input Y. If it is manual testing, input is no. Okay. Project, which project you are working on? It's an application. And is it reproducible? If you can reproduce the defect, then it's yes. If you are not able to reproduce, then put as no. Most of the time, it will be yes. If it is no, right? If you're not able to reproduce the defect, then you need to, of course, have the screenshot, because developer will not believe you. So developer will not believe you even if you open a defect. You put the screenshots, they'll not believe you. So they will say, no, I don't have time to do all this. Okay, I don't have time for this. No, I'm very busy. So when again to make it worse, if you put it no, that means you cannot reproducible. Then it's more complicated. So it's you need to show them screenshots saying that hey, this is happening, and this is not every time happening. Sometimes it's happening, sometimes it's not. Okay. Sometimes it's good. It's working fine, but then sometimes it's not working fine. Okay. In that case, you could put no and put a screenshot. Okay. Severity, just put it as medium. So I've already explained that what is severity and what is priority and what is severity. It already explained. Reproducible. So reproducible means, is it a bug reproducible? That means, let's see. Let's give me an example here. So let's say we have this application, right? See here, if you are putting A, let's say A is not a valid character. Only number should be here. Okay, right. So this is showing up. This error is showing that please enter only digits in a field. Okay, so anytime you are pressing that, it's showing up. Okay, so this is not going to show up here. Let me use a different color. Okay, so let's take that same example in a different browser. So I'm trying to explain what is the difference between reproducible and non-reproducible. Okay, so here you have this. Okay, so here you're trying to put A and you're saying okay, A is not a valid character. Makes sense. Okay, and I'm trying to click this. It's saying please enter only digits. Okay, but okay, that's a reproducible defect. Okay, that's a reproducible. That means it's showing up, over and over, again and again. Okay. And suddenly it gets accepted. You see this? A quantity. How come it got accepted? See, it's supposed to, now it's getting accepted. Okay, so, but when I try to put this, okay, it was not accepting, remember? So that is non-reproducible. That means you cannot reproduce the defect. Now you cannot reproducible because it's going on and it's not showing any error. Okay. If you put this number A, place an order, it's showing an error. Okay, fine. How is showing the accept? No, it's showing the accept. So that is, non-reproducible error. That means it's getting accepted without showing an bug, without showing an error. Okay, so let me repeat. So here, because of these cookies, right? So these are cookies, so that stores all the information. That's why it doesn't come. Okay. So if you're showing this A, place an order, showing an error. See this? Everyone agrees, right? That is a reproducible bug. Does it make sense, everyone? That's a reproducible. That means when I'm trying to click here, now this is not reproducible. Why? Because it's went through. You don't know what it's a bug. Okay, we know it's a bug because it's not supposed to accept this character. Okay, but that error is not showing up. First it was showing error, remember? Now it's not showing error. So it's a non-reproducible defect. That means before it was showing bug, now suddenly it's accepting these characters. Suddenly somehow, now it's no more accepting. Before it was showing a pop-up saying that okay, hey, please enter only digits. Now it's showing. So that is non-reproducible. That means you cannot reproduce it anymore. It's gone. Okay. Now there's no more pop-up saying that okay, hey. Does it make sense? See, before when you have this, okay, now this not. Let's quickly again check this. Okay, again one more time we can do this. After that, it comes into non-reproducible. Okay, when I'm click this, it's getting error. That's fine, but you can enter. Suddenly shows up. It's going. So now this time no error. That is non-reproducible. That means you cannot show them that it's no more working. Okay. Okay, so that's about reproducible, yes or no. So most of the time it will be yes, because you can reproduce the defect. If it is not, then you put it not, no, and put a screenshot saying that it's showing up sometimes and it's not showing sometimes. Okay. Okay, it's only subject. We put as we'll just put as this activator. Actual fixed time. So this should be updated by developer. Cost. Okay, so this also should be updated by developer. Okay, defect type is defect. If there are any other defect types, then you put this SAP related or any other. Build, if you know the build, put the build number. Cycle, if you are running various iterations, then you put this cycle. Which cycle that it belongs to. So let's put it empty. Put this release, if you know which release, put it this which release. Okay, environment. So if you are working in test environment or production environment or development environment or performance environment and so on. So basically there are three environments, but you can have n number of environments. Okay, it depends upon really depends upon the client you're working on, and depends upon the issues you're handling and so on. Okay, because see, when I was working in the market, there had like almost 7 to 8 environments. Okay, so they have like QA1, they have like for functional testing itself they had like QA1, QA2, QA3. Okay, QA4 was mostly for performance, and QA 5 again the performance too. So there are so many environments. Okay, let's stick only to three. There's production, developer, and QA. So let's not worry about many environments, and just we'll put us the command environment. So all this information should be filled. Okay, you cannot leave this empty. Okay, leave empty, then next you have anyway you have to fill it, because developers will run around for you saying that, okay, hey, which project have you put this, which project are you working on, okay, which defect are you talking about? There are plenty of defects open. Which defect are you talking about? So on. So you need to be very specific when you are trying to do this. Okay, so let's start here. So we put that same defect shifting and okay, and just will put this screenshot here. This is what we are trying to put the same defect actually. Okay, so put a screenshot. And select only what is required. Make sure you guys select what exactly your defect is. Better be specific to start with. We don't want to run around with defectors, with developers running around you and managers running around you. If managers run around you, then that's a big deal. You don't let your managers run around for you. What I try to say here, you have defect, and I want to say this bug, and I'll upload this. Okay. See, here you have also option to take snapshot. Okay, let's say you're trying to test an application, right? There itself you can take a snapshot and automatically get attached to this, to this attachment. You can take snapshot right away. Okay, so you have this option. So this is okay. But it's not there in Rally. But then it doesn't really matter when you're actually trying to test. Just you can take it. Yeah, of course it saves some amount of time, but then it's still yeah, it saves some amount of time if you are really pro at it. If you know really what you're doing, yeah, of course it saves some amount of time. Okay, and then click on add. So here you go. Here you just put this screenshot here. If you want, you can reduce this size to. Now, and so here's the problem here, right? Okay, here status I cannot change it to open, and open a defect. The status has to be new, and then only I can able to submit it. Let's say if I want to change it with open, so it doesn't work. See, leave status must be new. Okay, so this is more, it takes more time. Okay, so better make new and submit it. Okay, now it is successfully submitted, and you see this 137. This is the artifact. Now here you need to change it and make sure you change it. Okay, you cannot open a defect with a new status. You need to open defect with the open status. Okay, you cannot put a new and forget about it, saying that hey, it's a new, because I told you, right? So it should, when you're working on some project, I mean, if you're if it's a future project, that's fine. Okay, new, nobody cares. Okay, you'll be asked few questions. Why did you open this defect? Okay, this new one you'll be asking. So you can specify that that I found some defect there, but I'm really not testing it. Just it's okay, unless you have unless you are told what you have been told, you will be doing that. You will not be doing what's not told. Okay. Okay, so this should be always in the open status, and this is the defect. This will go to Kelly. Okay, assigned to Kelly. So the Kelly should fix this issue. Okay. Okay, so this is the attachment. You see this attachment here. Any questions so far? Okay, so now we have successfully opened this defect, but you've opened the defect. You need to link this defect. Why? Let's say you're opening like 2 to 3 defects a day. Okay, you're opening like, let's say you've opened only in one day, you've opened 3 defects. And next day, when you come and see, you forgot about the issues, like which defect belongs to which defect. Now, next, your lead will be asking you which defect is related to. When you have opened 3 to 4 defects and you don't know which defects, okay, and which is related to. You're working on 2, 3 projects, and you have opened 3 defects. You don't know. So in that case, right, you need to link this defect. Okay, you need to link this 137. Okay, so we go to test lab here quickly, and let's say this test case we were running now. So now what we'll do is click on this and go to linked defects. Okay, and click on link existing defect. Click on that. So you know the defect ID 137 and link it. Okay. Now this shows that which test case has issue. Now it's very clear, showing that okay. So in Rally, it's not required to linking because it automatically gets linked. When you assign this work product, it automatically get linked. But here in this case, you need to do it manually. Okay, this doesn't get automatically unless you are opening defect from the test lab itself. Okay, it doesn't get linked. Click on OK. So click on refresh. Here you see this icon link, the chain icon. This chain icon got showing up that this test case is linked with some defect. When you click on this, it directly goes to that defect, which is defect ID. Okay, let's go back to defect section again. See here, it's also supposed to show this chain icon. So for this, we'll just click on refresh. So you see this chain icon, it's got link. Okay, so this linking is important. So it's very important because when you're opening defects, the lead don't know which defect have you opened with. Okay, which test case does this defect belongs to? And lead doesn't have that much time, right? You need to do it quickly. So in that case, you need to link. So that this shows when you click on this exactly, it shows okay. So this is what the test case is. This is what it is linked to. Okay. When you click this, it directly goes to the test case. Okay. All this belongs to this test case. That defect belongs to this test. Okay, and so on. Because he has so much other people work also, right? He will check each and every defect. In that case, this is very important. And also it is good for you to track, so you will be knowing like which defect does this defect belongs to, which test case does the defect belong to, okay, and so on. That's about the linking defects. Okay, and okay, so if you have this attachment, you put this attachment, linked entities. Okay, let's so this one, right? So you can link a defect and the defects. Okay, so let's give a quick example for this. What happens, right? Let's say you have opened a defect. You have opened a defect and you assign a developer. And you know what developer does? He rejects the defect. Okay, he rejects the defects completely, saying that he doesn't say anything, no comments, nothing. Now you ask him, okay, so what happened? Why this defect was rejected? So he says there is already a defect which was open to this. So this is a duplicate defect. Okay, so you are opening a duplicate defect there. So you don't know some other team. Okay, some other team who will actually open the defect, and the developer is already working on it, and you open it. That's a duplicate for a developer because he already knows the defect. He already has the defect. But for you, it's a defect because it's blocking your test cases, right? And you check with him saying that, hey, so he'll say, no, this is a duplicate defect. It's already, the defect is already there, and because of that defect, if that defect gets fixed, this defect automatically gets fixed because it's related to that defect. Okay, in that case, what you will be doing is you'll be linking that defect which was opened by some other team or some other people. Okay. So let's say let's quickly check. Okay, let's say 130. Let's say the defect number is 130. Okay, so we'll be linking this defect at 130 and link it. So now you actually link that defect to this defect. That means that if the 130 defect gets fixed, this defect automatically gets fixed. Okay. So now you will be keeping track of this. Okay, now it's easy to keep track, right? You click on this 130, you will be looking at this defect and see this when till so far this defect has come, and once this gets fixed, it will be having this option, right? We'll be updating this with the fixed. So once it gets fixed, you can close your defect. So that is the reason you need this link defect. So there is one of the example, okay, for linking this defect. Okay, sometimes the people open duplicate defects. So just to avoid this, you link this defect, and you can close your defect once that defect is fixed. Right? Whenever the other team, whoever has opened that, those guys defect gets fixed, you can close your defect. But you don't close the defect just because somebody has opened defects. No, so you don't do that. Why? Because you don't know, that might be opened by some other team, that might be opened by UAT team, or that might be opened by some other developer team, and they had their own reason to open, not just only our defect is related. Sometimes it's dependent features. Okay, there are some dependent features. At that time, you don't know what exactly the defect means. Okay, so that's the reason you need to link this defect. Okay, So you have this, in Rally too. In Rally, you may have this. Let's quickly check this. We can also link. Um, this project. This project. You use this user story. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you have this option here. You have this project. Which project does it belongs to? Which user story? Okay, you can add more user story. Let's see. You can. I think you can add only one at a time here. You click on this, and you can search a new user story, and you can add a new. Okay, now new user story, or you can add a new defects on this ongoing. Lot of things, right? If you know this defects and if you put this, you can attach it. But I think this accepts only once at a time. It doesn't accept more than one, right? So in that case, you need to write in the notes saying that this defect is linked with that defect. Okay. Yeah, we don't have this option in Rally actually. That's the only thing. Maybe we can request them to put this option. Okay. So so development activity. If there is any developments going on, so we'll be putting this. And if it's of course in the history folder. Okay, here you have this comments. So if you want to add some comment, okay, let's say the developer guy, right, add some comments as per the discussion. Okay, this is on developer has added some of the comments. So this is how you can add comments. Okay, so anyone who have access to this HPLM can add comments. This add comment, and you can add this comment. Comments is used to notify developer or tester saying that what progress have you done in these defects, what progress, and it also helps for them, managers to see like what's happening to this defect, why it's not getting fixed so quickly, why it is deferred to the next release. Okay. So, okay. So this is how we can write the comments. Any questions? So there was one actually in an interview question. Um, there was a question: how many ways you can open a defect? Can anyone answer that? How many ways in HPLM you can open a defect? Can anyone knows? Can anyone answer that question? How many ways you can open a defect? So there is a defect, right? How many ways you can open a defect in HPLM? Okay, so I mean many ways, Okay, there are many ways to open. We can just say it as 3 ways. Okay. Actually, the other guy responded. So I told like 3 ways, but the other guy responded with two, no, only 2 ways. There are not more than 2 ways. Okay, let's see what are how many ways. So there, I can say many ways, like 3 ways. Let's see. Yeah, defects. Go to defect section. Click on new defect. So this is one way to open a defect, right? Okay. Now there's another way when you are using test lab. Okay, go to your test lab and click on this particular test case and go into link defects and open a new defect, right? So this is second way of opening defects. Here you are opening in test lab. There you open in defect section. There is one more in test plan. Okay, let's go to test plan section. Okay, and go to link defects and click on new. There you go. Okay, so here there are 3 main ways you can open a defects, like from test plan, from test lab, and from the defects module. Okay, why did I say many ways? Because one more, like test lab, when you're running this, let's say you're running this, let's say you're trying to run this test set. You're running this test set, and you can open defect right from here. See this new defect. I don't know why this is there anywhere, but okay, you can open. Now this is not even started to run. We can begin this. Okay, again you can open defect from here. See this? So there are plenty of ways. They have just put everything to open defects only. So pretty much. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So you have many ways to open a defect. Okay, any questions? In the whole, in the whole complete module, like, requirements, test plan, test lab, defects. So mostly you'll be using this more. So these are pretty advanced features, like, if you're trying to use, like if you're going as a developer, if you're going as an architect level, you're going as a Scrum Master. So you'll be using these features more. Okay. You'll be worrying more about these features and what are the releases, which release you need to work, view this. So you, as a Scrum Master and project manager, you'll be working on this one, right? How many builds are there? How many builds you'll be working on? If you're a developer, right, you'll be working on this module more. So how many, development module. So which builds you'll be working on, what are the core changes that need to be changed, and what what it should be committed and which should not be, all this. And if you're going to performance analyst, then you'll be having this module will be using more. Okay, what is okay? So these are the various modules for various positions. Basically, if you're in a different position, you'll be using different module. If you're in business analyst or in product owner, then you'll be using more this, this module. And this, you will not have access to all these modules. You only have access to this requirement modules, and you can create requirements only. Okay, if your management perspective, we'll be looking into the management module. Okay. So, okay, so let's go to reports. Okay, so here too we have this, basically again you have these 2 reports here. One is like project level report and team level report. Okay, project level report is something like which is related to the project. Yeah, somebody asked, right? Do we use HPLM for agile? So my answer will be no. You should not supposed to use this in agile. but you can still use it. Okay, there are people, okay, there are clients who are using this, HPLM in Agile. Okay, so there are people, people who will be using this, HPLM in Agile, but it's not productive if you are using HPLM in Agile. As I told you, it's not productive. Why? Because this HPLM is pretty much it's getting pretty much obsolete, because we need to have this redundant work, pulling the test cases from test plan and putting into the test lab. Okay, and again you need to execute these defects, and it takes time. Okay, so that's the reason, like, it's not productive. The whole answer for that is, even if they are using, it's not productive. Why? Because we can use this Rally. Rally is pretty much easy, and you can do much more work here than in HPL. Well, unless you have this free time, a lot of free time, and no, there's nothing to worry, then you can use HPL. Oh yeah, that's a good question actually. So, I mean, which tool you'll be using often? See, that is what I'm not sure which tool you'll be using, because it's like, as I told you, it's completely based on it. Client. Okay, so it might be HPLM, it might be Rally, it might be Zephyr, or you have this, Microsoft, right? Thanks for that. You pointed out that. This is Microsoft. There is a Team Foundation server, right? So let's see quickly. So you can get access to Team Foundation server actually. Okay, you all guys have this access since you have already created this, your Microsoft email ID, right? You have this access. Okay, Team Foundation server. Let's quickly look. So I'll be explaining that. So let's not worry about this. You already have this access. Okay, everyone have access. So if you want to play around, you can just work around. You have this free tool. So they have integrated this Visual Studio, web application Visual Studio, to this Team server. Okay, so we'll go just through this one in the last class. We can go this. You might also, it's possible that you might also use this Team Foundation server. Okay, you don't know. So this is also test management tool, right? So these are all, um, we'll go through this. Okay, we'll go. So this is, you have this amount of time to be built, and once you get into users, okay, and you are doing load testing, okay, you have this, and you are going to build release. You can, basically everyone has this access, so we'll just um, so build release, and they also have supposed to have this test option. For some reason it's not showing up here, testing. So you have this on Scrum, you can do Scrum, with Scrum. Here you can create your user story, what items, and so here test case, you can write this test case here, okay, and test plan, and you have this all this. We'll go through this, okay. Last class we'll go through this just quickly. Okay. Any more questions? So you don't have to know everything. So I'm not saying like you just go to every test management tool. Just prepare one if you're good at. Let's say if you're good at Rally, just stick with this Rally. But my thing is like, don't get addicted to this tool. No, I know only this tool. I've used only this. I mean, it's not supposed to be that, because you don't know. Okay, what tool you'll be using. So don't get addicted to the tool, because tools keep on changing, new things keep on coming. Okay, old things keep on getting updated, outdated. Okay, and just make sure you don't just get used to this tool. Okay. So let's quickly check what are the various reports you can do. So as you know, we can do here, let's go to the analysis. We have this project report, go to project report, and oops, standard defect report. So here we are just trying to generate this okay, defect report. Let's say your boss has asked you as a lead. So again, reports is, for whenever you go as a lead, right? So you need to um, generate this report and submit to your boss. In that case, go click here. This is the report what we have generated. Click on I want as docx. Let's click on docx. Okay, so this report has been generated. Okay, so here in the top this side, there's a company logo that shows up here, and all this can be customized based on the company's logo. Here you see, here whatever the defects you have opened, right? Here it shows up. So this all defects goes to your boss, saying that okay, who are working this, who are not working on this. Okay, what are the defects? Why these defects are not organized? Okay, all this information will be going to your boss and they will check. This is more of a managing your team. This, developers open this defect and save this and send through email. Okay, I'm sorry, lead actually, job the lead. Okay, so that was about the project, and you can also have this graph. Let's put the graph. Here it shows like how many. Okay, so how many defects have been opened by whom? So this is you show this how from 6 months it's been opened defect. Okay, and how many are fixed, how many yet to be rejected, so on. And here you cannot save you can only save as a file, as a bitmap or JPEG or PNG files. Okay, so this cannot be saved as MS file. That's about defect. The same thing can be done with the test lab. Okay, let's click on this particular test cases. Click on this. Go to the analysis, project report. Report selected. And we can do this generate docx. This is test cases. So what test cases I have written is this report generated. Okay. And the same way you can also use this graphs. How many graphs I have prepared and number of instances. How much time. Okay. The same thing in the test plan. You can do the test plan. Yeah, this one you can require this because here all the test cases are there. So if they want to require this, you want to see how much test cases is remaining and how much it need to be done. Okay, here you get all this information here. So let's say you are actually you can also change it to this line. Here you don't have option. Okay, again you can also generate project report for this. So there are many reports here. Okay, whatever based on the requirements, like if you want more report based on coverage requirements or design step or test being defects. Okay, this doesn't make sense here. This should be more into test lab. Okay, and report selected. If you have any business process we test, you can also generate that. We are just teaching this. Oops, go on this. Here and rockets. Okay, so that's all about this ALM. Any questions in this ALM? Yeah, who are not able to log in? Oops. Need to check with either check with Tagore or Sanjay or mostly Tagore. Okay, so we need to check with them and you can able to send them request saying that okay you're not able to log in. They might help you out. But Rally you can able to log it out. I don't think you have problem with Rally, right? Does anyone have any problem with the Rally? So Rally should be good. You know, uh, whoever has access can. Yeah, yeah, Rally should be good. I mean, you don't maybe no. I don't think you have any problem with the Rally, right? So practice Rally meanwhile. Send them request saying that hey, I'm not able to log in. I know is it an issue or I'm trying to log in for interviews and it's not working. Okay. Okay. So Rally you should be good and this application should be good. You are able to view this application and test it. Okay. Then one more application. Okay. Then you like you can also test that. Okay. And and yeah, SharePoint. SharePoint you don't require much, but just yeah, that should be good. Any more questions? So if no one has any questions, can we close this class for today? So if you're guys looking, see, if you're guys looking for um, some no, interview questions, right? So if you guys are looking for interview questions, go to the Google Drive. Okay. So I have just put like few of them. Go to the Google Drive and go to Share Drive and go to functional. I'm sorry, frequently asked questions. Here you have this lot of FAQs. Here data warehouse, QA, quality center is not much required, but this you can go through it. And Unix, you pretty much all of them in the. Okay, you just click on that. You know, you have a few of this information here. Okay, just go through it. We'll be having some better idea. Okay, so can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.